Hello and welcome. How are we doing? Back on the channel here, just now for a little gear review actually. I haven't actually done one of these on this channel yet. Plenty of bits of gear I've been using recently that I thought, needs reviewing. Most of it really good stuff that I'd love for you guys out there that shoot as well to be able to get your hands on and have some fun with. First things first, I just wanted to point out the beginning drone shot, okay? That was Connor's drone 0, Ben's drone's flying skills 1. Okay, Connor's got the cooler car, but when it comes down to it, I'm the better drone pilot. Remember that, Connor. That's all fun and games. But yes, getting into the review. Today I want to review the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Looks like a gimmick, but honestly, it's a game changer, especially for the freelancers out there. So the DJI Osmo Pocket 4, what a great bit of kit, especially for the freelancers out there. I mean, I cannot stress enough how much social media is important to our roles, how much like catching shots of ourselves, catching shots is important. Try and share that sort of thing as much as I can, just to like show the professional side to future clients as much as possible. And it's also quite cool to look back on if there's a shoot in particular that you're proud of. It's always quite nice looking at the behind the scenes, and I think I quite enjoy watching how other people shoot things as well. I learn a lot from that. And for social engagement, for getting future clients, it's so important that you're recording behind the scenes of everything that you do. And that's where this little man comes into play. It is absolutely game changing. It comes in this little DJI case, super protective, very nice, like sort of fake leathery sort of material, very nice, very high quality as well. The first thing you notice when you open it is that you'll have a big pouch in the front for the Osmo itself. Comes in this slightly ugly looking case. I'm not a massive fan of the case. Yes, it is a very practical case. It has everything that it needs to do. For instance, the mic that comes with the combo you can clip onto the top, or any DJI mic for that matter. Also, the little wide angle lens is a tiny little magnetic one that just flips into the magnetic slot into the middle there. And while talking of flipping, to turn this bad boy on, all you got to do, flip the screen, gimbal starts itself up. You've got a great little LCD screen here, which in fact, if you press the button 3 times, goes into selfie view and you have a perfect little view of exactly what you're recording. So in fact, it's actually better than a flip screen because it's just always there in front of you, no matter which way around you're shooting. And well, it doesn't stop there. It comes with a battery grip as well. This is brilliant. It's like a little power bank, especially for the Osmo. Also USB-C as well. It goes nice and slick into the USB slot on the bottom here. Makes it that little bit longer. Still fits nicely in a pocket, but you've got an extra battery on you at all times there. If you don't want it so big, you don't need the extra battery, no problem at all. There is another little slot for the little bottom grip, which makes it just a little bit longer, but a little bit more grip in your hands, so your hand's not covering the LCD screen. So yeah, obviously you don't want to be covering the screen. That's actually my favorite grip, the little one. It's awesome, fits so nicely in the hand. Answering a couple of questions I saw online, do you have to use any grip at all? Well, if you want to use the feet that come supplied with it as well, yes, you have to use a grip, because otherwise you're going to be screwing these feet into a USB-C port, as the only way to get the screw for the feet is on the bottom of one of the handle mounts. So yeah, you've got some feet there as well. To be honest, the feet were probably the biggest game changer for me. I mainly use this thing for time lapses, motion lapses, and these are key. Because in my wedding videos, I often like to put the odd motion lapse in there as well, just because there's so many people there you want to catch the buzz of the day. And it obviously catches a big amount of time in a short amount of time. So it's lovely, especially with this little thing. You can just pop it down. You can carry on roaming with the camera, so you get twice as many shots, whilst this guy's just passively recording in the background, knowing that you're going to get a wonderful time lapse at the end of it. Now, before we go into the specs as well, I just wanted to let you know that if you do in fact purchase this as a combo, you get a DJI radio mic with it as well. This is amazing. I've actually lost the little magnetic clip that goes on the back, that, like this one here that I'm recording with into the A7. You've also got this one with a little bit that can just attach via magnet, which is great. I always prefer to go by a lavalier. It just looks a bit more professional when you're shooting things like weddings, so it would be nice if they could include a lavalier in here as well. But it's really no biggie. It's such a great quality mic for making things like social reels and stuff. It is insane. Brilliant quality. I know one of my buddies, Connor, that was speaking about at the start of the video, has invested solely in these now, since using them with the Osmo. As well, it's got noise cancelling, so if I turn it on and then hit the on button again, it flashes green. That'll be noise cancelling mode, so when you're recording, you know, using the 32-bit float that it's got, yeah, I know. Whilst using that, that will cut out any background noise, and I've tested it before and it is 100% accurate and great, and you know, gets the audio that you do want and scraps what you don't want, and yeah, it is next level. Just don't do what I did and forget to turn it off when you need it, because there's been a couple of times I've recorded inside with that on, forgot to turn it off. So just in case that you wanted a bit of an idea of what this looks like as well, A7 Osmo, A7 Osmo. It's brilliant, and that's going to lead me into the specs. So just touching up on some of the specs that this thing has, kind of mind-blowing. You have full 4K 10-bit at D-Log coming out of this thing. Like, that is honestly mind-blowing how such a tiny little camera with such tiny little sensor can make those mind-blowing results. Another plus is absolutely no overheating on this thing. I've recorded time lapses on this thing for ages in full 4K. Absolutely no overheating. It is honestly mind-blowing, and I've been having overheating problems recently with my A7 IV. And like A7 IV, that's a lot more expensive piece of kit than this, and this is, you know, blowing it out the park. Obviously you won't get exactly the same results. You won't be wanting to film a whole wedding on this thing, although you probably could. I wouldn't like to do it. I'm not sure it would look quite so nice and cinematic as if you shot it on an A7, but rest assured, for social media and lots of little jobs here and there which are as well being viewed on a small screen, this is insane. So like I say, when you've got it landscape like so, that is full 4K. You also have the option in slow motion of 4K 60 and 4K 120. Even again, my A7 doesn't do 4K 120. Like, that is, again, game changing. So as I say, yeah, landscape, you have 4K. One annoying thing is you flick it upright into vertical like so, it goes down to 3K. But one little thing for that, if you are holding it, I know it's not quite so easy if you put it down, but if you're holding it and recording, turn it to the side, it will flip it already for you, and you'll have portrait 4K essentially. Now, I use the 120 on this so much. I know at a wedding is so nice. I use the 4K all the time as well, you know, just sort of going around the wedding guests in 120, hoovering up the content with this is game changing. And the 120 frames per second slow-mo is buttery smooth. In terms of low light on this thing, I'm not massively impressed with it because you can't shoot in D-Log in low light, which sucks because, you know, if you're shooting majority of a video in log and it switches profile like that, for the low light capability, it does the job, but it does make skin tones go very sort of abnormally smooth, and I don't think it looks great. I don't really use this thing in low light that often anyway. This is mainly on outdoor shoots or behind the scenes when I've got studio lighting with me, so lighting's never really a problem when I'm using this. And then the photos are pretty damn good on here as well. Like, I'm just going to take a photo right now with this bit of woodland that I'm standing at. I mean, it's great quality. As well, you've got the timer on here, so if you want to take a photo of yourself, you have the timer. It comes in handy for thumbnails and bits and pieces. Great for traveling. I took it up Mount Snowdon with me. I've took it all around Liverpool, around all the little wildlife parks, see the monkeys of Lucy, took it all there. And like my girlfriend Lucy, she isn't even a videographer or photographer. I handed this thing to her and she got some insane results out of it. So it just shows really how basic a piece of kit it is. You can hand it to anybody, but you can also get some astonishing results. Also, one thing I did want to add before we finish up as well is that you can dial in all your settings manually on there as well, which also, again, for such a small basic looking piece of kit is absolutely game changing. Now, you may be asking, what's the letdown then? Because it can't be all good, right? Like this, there's got to be something in there that is a con of this. And aside from the low light, it was really hard trying to think of a con because it is very good. Now, the SD card slot is a pain. It is one of them ones you have to sort of put a card or something in it to push the SD card out. If you haven't got insanely long nails, I struggle with that. And one thing you probably would think was a con was the accompanying app that goes with it. DJI Mimo is probably one of the best camera apps I've ever used, which was a very nice surprise to find out. Camera apps normally suck. And again, another con I thought I may have with this thing is the onboard microphone. If you've watched the last video that I put on this channel, filming the Placebo premiere, the shot outside the cinema when I was talking to camera, that was all through the onboard mic in central London. You can hear me so clearly. I'm shooting the video and Connor is shooting the photos, so we're just going to be like a human conveyor belt essentially. You've also got great panoramic capabilities on here as well. It's brilliant for panoramic photos, as is the drone, you know, made by the same people. It's got great panoramic technology. They've been around in the drone for so long. So to be brought to a handheld device is nuts. So I think my only real con with this thing is the low light settings, and even at that, I haven't tested it enough for it to be a real con. I just didn't really enjoy the experience with it, and didn't really like the way it looked in the edit necessarily. Thought it was a bit hazy, but you know, maybe that's me being fussy. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you go check this piece of kit out. It is super handy, especially for the freelancers out there. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.